The Duck.
Back here on Friday night, main event from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Murfreesboro Seagull, our place tonight as they host the Blackman Blaze. Huge District 7 battle. We've got a guest on the line, Coach Phillip Shadowens. Coach, how you doing?
Doing great. How you doing?
We're doing wonderful. No bigger game in the state, I guess, tonight?
Well, I don't know. It's the first of many, but it is a big game. I think it's two really good football teams, and of course, a big district, big district game right off the bat. So it'll certainly be an exciting night.
Coach, I know Coach White was out at the game last night at Riverdale. Was you able to make it out there and take in part of that game?
Yeah, I took in most of the first half before I left, and I snuck away before halftime got there, but I did get to see a little bit of it.
Yeah, Oakland looked pretty impressive from what I understand.
Yeah, I thought they were good. Of course, we went against them in the Jamboree, so we kind of knew what they were about. But we played Riverdale, third game of the year, so I really wanted to look at Riverdale last night. But it was a neat way to battle the Borough, a neat way to start the football season off in Rutherford County.
Yeah, speaking of Jamboree, Coach, I was there also, as you know. I know you guys matched up with Oakland, and the Jamborees typically they're pretty vanilla in nature. Neither team's wanting to show a whole lot, but is there anything that you guys picked up from? I didn't know if you stuck around for the Seagull part of it or not, but did you pick anything up that you may be able to exploit tonight and were able to help you prepare better?
Well, I mean, we always watch video. We exchanged that video. I had some coaches stay, but I didn't stay. But I came on with our kids. But I don't know. You kind of know what they're about. I mean, we played them twice last year. I mean, their personnel has changed, but I think they still want to do the same things they did last year, and from an offensive and a defensive standpoint. And, so I think we know what they do. I think they, pretty much know what we do. So I don't think there'll be a bunch of surprises tonight. It's just a matter of who performs well and how the kids handle being under the lights, and what kind of impact the heat's going to have. Those kind of things that you just don't know. All those little things you just don't know. So it should be a great game. I think it'll be two good football teams, two of the better teams. I hope in the state. I know Seagull's one of them, and I certainly hope we are too.
Coach, you've got a difficult road schedule with district games at Seagull, Oakland, and Smyrna. Not to mention you have a tough trip to Mount Juliet and also a Thursday night lights matchup with Brentwood next week. How important is it for the Blaze to get off to a good start, considering the tough road you're going to have for the next 6 games?
I don't know. I mean, I just look at it as one game. I know it makes good radio and all those things, but I just look at it as one game. I mean, we want to win really bad. I mean, you want to start off 1-0. You want to start off 1-0 in your district. But I don't get caught up in road and home games in high school. I don't think it's we're not playing in front of 100,000 where you can't hear when you're on the road. So I think that makes it a little bit different in high school football. But I do think it'll be. It's big time for us. I mean, they beat us last year over there to end our season. So I mean, it'd be nice to go back over there tonight and win. I mean, but other than that, I mean, we just want to be 1-0. It doesn't matter about all the other stuff. We just want to win tonight.
Coach, I know Juwan Jennings is likely to start under center for you guys. We didn't get a chance to see a lot of him in Jamboree last week. I say Allen and Cole Knockgrass will round out your backfield. Who do you think was probably the biggest surprise in the preseason for the Blaze? And, he may be showing a little bit more than what you were expecting to get out of him and going to be dependent on him a lot this year.
There's so many. That's a tough question right there. There's a lot of kids that we're dependent on. I think Chase Murphy's had a phenomenal fall this fall for us, and he'll be a kid that plays quite a bit at fullback with Antonio. He'll alternate there, and then he plays strong safety for us too. Really important on both sides of the ball for us. I think that's one. Some receivers and D-backs, Jalen Miller, Styles Corder, at D-back especially. Styles, the receiver, that's huge for us. Quinn Hardy, another big old 6'5" receiver that's a junior. All those kids that are talented kids, but have never really been asked to do as much on a Friday night as they're going to be asked to do tonight. So, I mean, it's just part of the growing up process. When you're sophomores last year, now you're all of a sudden a junior, and you're asked to make be a vital cog on Friday night. So I'll mention quite a few, but I mean, there's a lot I did mention. But we have a lot of good young talent, and we think those kids are ready to play.
Coach, I talked to Coach Greg Wyatt last night, and I asked him about what he felt was a strength for your team, and one of the things he said was a very strong run game on top of a stout defense. What are some of the things that stand out to you in Siegel's side of it as far as what you're preparing for this coming up game?
Well, from their offense standpoint, they're just very, very deep in the backfield. And they got a good quarterback that nobody knows about really yet in Dakota Crane, but then they also have multiple running backs that can run. They got Knox, the Knox brothers. They got the obviously Denzel Harding, which is probably one of the best players in our county. They got pretty much the receivers, talented. They got the Gooch kid who started last year for them, and they have some other kids that have stepped up. They were backups last year, like many of our receivers are, that are now being called on Friday night. Their inside linebackers are very underrated on defense. I think those two kids are as good a high school football players at linebackers you're going to find. They do a great job of fitting in their defense, and if you don't block them, you don't account for them, you're in trouble. And I know they were able to make a lot of tackles against us last year in the playoff game, and both those kids are back as seniors. So those are just a few things. I mean, I can go on because they have a lot of weapons, and but those are some things that stand out to me.
Coach, I know you lost your kicker. You've got Burks. He's going to be doing the kicking duties. I assume he'll be doing the kickoffs and the extra points and field goals. Are you pretty comfortable with that aspect of the game?
Oh, absolutely.
Any concern?
Blaine kicked some for us last year. I think he almost did all our kickoffs last year. After about game 3, I think he handled all the kickoffs. Had another extra point and field goal kicker that kicked some, but yeah, Blaine's very good. We feel like he's good from 45 yards in. So we feel safe in our kicking game when it comes to that. We have an inexperienced punter. Tonight's going to be the first night our punter's punted, and he's done a good job in practice, but you're always a little bit uptight, when it comes to snapping the ball. I mean, first game of the year, those things are all of a sudden, the bullets are flying for live, and so you always worry about things like that. But we've worked extremely hard in practice on our special teams, so I feel like tonight that needs to be an advantage for us.
You probably don't remember it, Coach, but I was out at your field about 2 years ago with Blaine, working with him on field goals. My son kicked for Cascade back when you were at Middle Tennessee Christian, so I went out there and worked with Blaine there a couple of years ago. He's definitely got a lot of upside to him.
He does, and Blaine's worked really, really hard, and he's got to where he loves it, and takes a lot of pride in what he does. And I know he's got a little brother that's an 8th grader. It's coming on up too, so that's good. I hope they just keep on, running him through Blackman High School for us. But Blaine will do a good job for us tonight. He's worked exceptionally hard. He was up here all summer long. I'm out here cutting grass, and Blaine's always, out here wanting to get on the fields. I'm like, I'm trying to run him out of the way so I can cut grass, But he's one of those kids that works hard. He's worked hard at it, so he'll do a good job for us.
Well, Coach, I know you got a lot of things to do to get ready, so we appreciate you taking the time you did with us today, and good luck to you.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Call me anytime. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
All right, Coach.
Hey, Gary, you need to mention the fact